G'day everyone, this is Jill and I'm Zoe. This is a little reminder that I'm not a professional horse trainer, so anything you do see in my videos is only intended to be a guide. So, with that said, let's get into the video. Hey everyone, welcome back. So in today's little episode, I guess you could call it an episode, we're going to do a little girthing session with her. There'll be a link in the description box as to how I've trained Jill to somewhat accept the idea, which was just a simple matter of using a lunge lead with a length of rope in a loop that I use as a release so that I could put it around her middle and actually do pressure and release with the girth, so that she would know, well, hey look, that pressure does actually go away. It's not staying there, it doesn't trap me, it's fine. So once I figured that far, what I did, took an ordinary girth, a length of baling twine, and an old dog collar, which was since drilled some extra holes in, so that I can do an adjustable girth to mimic the simulation without the saddle giving a possible negative influence. So with that said, we'll get this set up and we'll get into it.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on notifications to our channel. Drop a comment below and let us know what you'd like to see.
So saddle pad is just an old towel folded into pieces today. Just gives her a little bit of protection from the baling twine so it doesn't dig into her. And then we're going to put it over her, much like you would with the saddle in place. So I'm just going to put it over her. She knows the drill. Good girl. Rub her belly so she knows where I'm going. And bring the girth up around her middle. Now, in previous attempts to do this, even just the feel of the girth around her middle, she'd tense up and she'd be all ready to try and bolt and run. But the pressure and release method has worked quite well and has resulted in a good experience. So as you can see here, all I've done is there's a bit of baling twine around the buckles, and we'll give it a, now that's actually not that tight. Ooh. I know it looks it, but it's only because she's tensioned. Ooh, good girl. So we'll put it on there and let her just acknowledge its presence before we do any tensioning. She's still going to balloon out like any other horse will with the girth in place. And you'll see what happens if I just move that girth just a little bit. Yep, there we go. She brings out her inner cat for some reason. But that's better than her suddenly deciding she's going to bolt on me. Good girl. And I'm going to move the girth forward on her other side. You'll see her move again. Good girl. Ooh. Good girl. Ooh, ooh. Good. Good. So you'll see she's still uncertain about the idea, but she's getting used to the feeling of a girth around her middle. So you see now that I've moved it forward, ooh, she's still uncertain, that's fine. There is a little bit of play in there, and that's fine. We want her to relax and get used to the feel of it, so I won't tension it up just yet. Back up. There's her inner feline again. Come on, back up. So the idea of this is just so that she can get used to the feel of the girth moving with her. Good girl, you're okay. And you'll notice that I've actually got Jewel tied up to the tree here. That's for everyone's safety involved, so if she panics, worst case scenario, she's just gonna run backwards. She may or may not buck or rear, but at least she's not going to be bucking and rearing and pig rooting around the round yard, and I've got to tame her down, calm her down, catch her, and then try and take it off again. With this, she's restrained, and if I need to, I can quickly put a jumper or something over her eyes to keep her calm long enough to take it off if she was to panic that far. Good girl. Back up. Good girl. Good. Back up. Good girl. Come forward. So once again, I'm only asking her to move so that she can feel it moving with her. So she gets used that, well, something can be tied around her and it's not gonna hurt her, it's just there. Something sort of annoying, like, you know, that annoying itch you get on your back and it doesn't go away. Not much different, is it? But you see now that she's relaxed a bit, there's quite a bit of play, whereas before that was actually quite tight and it looked like that I'd actually put this on too tight. So now she's relaxed there. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit. So there's still plenty of play there. Not as tight as you would have it for a saddle, but there's plenty of play there to allow her back to move underneath. Good girl, back up. Good girl, come forward. Good girl. And so the way that I've trained Jill thus far is to be very subtle to cues that I give her. So you'll notice that I'm not whacking her in her side or really pushing into her. In actual fact, all I'm doing is just about touching her in the front here. You know, sort of like if you were just about pushing your hand away. It's not only very light pressure, so that the lighter the pressure, she's going to be more subtle to my cues. And if she doesn't respond, then I'll give a little bit more. So the idea is you want her to respond to the lightest pressure first. Back up. Good girl, back up. Good girl. Come forward. Good girl. And so she's relaxed a little bit further, and you'll see now there's more play still. It's loosened because she's starting to relax with that in her back. Sorry, on her back. We'll do it up another knot. And we'll make sure that it hasn't shifted back on her other side. Cool. So it is actually sitting pretty good on this side. So you'll see that because I'm playing with it a little bit, she is arching her back. And the tail is only there to make sure that this can't dig in, but it can still move underneath. So once again, there's still plenty of play here. I can still get my fingers underneath. Good girl. And back up. So she's still learning that this isn't going to hurt her. Good girl, back up. Good girl. Good girl. And come forward. So I'll see if I can find a clip and drop it in here at the last attempt. You'll see the previous result was less favourable. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to shift the girth a little bit on her without tensioning it, so that she can get used to the feel of you tightening the girth without actually tightening it. And so the purpose of this exercise is so that she can have a positive association with the girth without feeling restricted with the saddle on her back as well. So then I can put a positive association with a saddle on her back that she's already had and pair it with a positive association with the girth. Go. Now some horses can be saints right from the start, chuck a saddle on their back, girth them up, they don't care. Others, like Jewel, overthink certain situations. Certain experiences, different things you introduce to them. And so what I've done with Jewel is, if you think about going to preschool, teacher doesn't just jump you in straight in and get you to read a book. You break down the words and the sounds that make up those words, letters and numbers and so forth. Same rule applies with Jewel, is every step I break it down so into a level that she can understand. So if it means going over this same exercise several weeks, that's fine, I don't care. As long as she eventually grasps the concept that I'm asking of her. And the same principle applies in every time. Back up. Is all I'm asking for her is just to try for me. And to always end a session as positive as I can. So in this point, she's backing up real nice, she's not arching her back, she's letting me play around with the girth. It's actually a really good note to end on because she's doing something that I'm asking of her without ending it on a negative at the same time. It's both that I'm looking for. She's being real patient about it. She doesn't look too stressed. Nice relaxed nostrils. Her eyes aren't bulging out of her head. And she isn't arching her back like a cat. So I think we'll end the session on this, because it's a nice note to end on for next time, because whatever you end a session on, that's where you're at the next time. So I think we'll end it here, and as always, if you guys have got a question for myself or Jewel, drop a comment below and I'll answer it the best way I can in Q&A video. Until next time, Jewel and I will see you guys later.